right, shalom, shalom, shalom. This is Brother Walk coming to you again on the highway, the byway, bringing on this gospel, this truth to edify the hope and of the Asherah of Israel, so-called blacks and Americans and Latinos. Also, to warn our people of the impending judgment coming to Great Babylon, America, particularly the two-third, edify the hope and of the Asherah, which is the one-third that will hear and forbear these true words, scriptures. It's always a pleasure to let Esau, the so-called white man, know, along with all the other tribes that have joined him in persecuting and oppressing the children of Israel, that you're going to go into slavery real soon. Before we get started, let's learn these to give all glory and honor to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem, Dash. Double honors to teachers, elders, and apostles of great millstone, likewise, brothers put on the truth. Faithfully, fearlessly feeding the sheep of the brothers and sisters today in Shalom. All right, here we go. Let's get right into it. Let's get right into it. Let's go into the book of Isaiah 30 and starting with verse 10. Because you have a lot of brothers, have the spirit on them to bring out the fact that the MOTB is right around the corner. Okay, you have the peace treaty signed out there in the Gaza Strip. You have Trump administration has cut off the SNAP benefits and housing benefits, what is called Section 8, and the welfare benefits have been cut off, and they have to, in some cases, go and work 80 hours a month. Now, how do you do that, to work 80 hours a month, when simultaneously you have people losing their jobs in the millions? Okay, companies going out of businesses. You have your local supermarkets, your local warehouses, laying off people in the tens of thousands, or actually just going out of business. So how is it? So you see the snares that this man laid. Why did he not ask people or put that in place maybe 10 years ago when the economy was good, when there was a lot of these jobs around that Jakes could have done? All the people, all Edomites, because we know a lot of Edomites, okay, on the system. So they wait until there is no job really for these people to go and get, and say that you have to go and get a job now in order for them to assist you, okay, with substance. And this is why you can never, ever depend on man for anything. This is Isaiah 30, where Center reads. Let's actually go, let's start with verse 8. It reads, "Now go, write it before them in a table, and note it in a book, that it may be for the time to come forever and ever. That this is a rebellious people, lying children that will not hear the law of the Lord, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, who were ignorantly called God and Jesus." All right? We say to the seers, "See not," and to the prophets, "Prophesy not unto us right things, speak unto us smooth things, prophesy to see." Well, you can get those. You can get smooth things spoken to you every week if you go to one of these Christianity church. They'll have the hymns. They'll have the music, the organs playing. The big artistic work of sweet loving Jesus. The Holy Cross. The Virgin Mary, and afterwards you have the snack shop. All you gotta do is just make sure you donate your 20% of your income every month. So Paso can drive his new caddy or have his 3-story house, okay, and take his exotic vacation. But when you're dealing with the man of the Lord, okay, you have to know you're gonna hear the good and the bad. The good, you're the sons and daughters of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai. We're from a royal family, the Asherah, Prince of Power. The bad, we've been rude, disobedient children, not following the laws of the Lord. Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai was put into, had judgment set on us to go into slavery, which currently we are right now in slavery. However, okay, a good news of that is we're coming to the end, okay, of our slavery, of our captivity. But before we can be fully reinstated, okay, to our former glory, we have to go through tribulation. Now, one of those tribulations is going to be Jacob's trouble. So Jacob's trouble right now is already started, and one of those things is going to be substance. insecurity of food, insecurity of having an abode or a place to live is part of this crackdown on the government or the system of Great Babylon helping you, is that they're no longer going to give you coupons for subsistence, nor are they going to give you coupons or discount or pay for a part of your living, which is known as Section 8. And they're requiring people all the way up to the age of 65 to get out there and go work 80 hours a month, which is 20 hours a week, basically a part-time job. However, there is no part-time job for anyone to get. So how does that work? But they see they can justify not giving you, okay, the requirements that you have always had, okay, because you don't meet the requirements that they set forth. And that's why you see, you know, companies like Indeed and Monster.com and all these other job boards, they have millions of jobs listed that don't actually exist. Is that coincidental or not? Because you have people that are crying and saying that they're applying 400 or 500 applications a month for jobs that they know that they're qualified for, but it's not getting any response back. It's because those jobs don't exist. Those are ghost jobs. Okay, those companies are publicly traded, and the way their value or their evaluation is determined is based on the amount of perceived jobs that's out there. Yet still, in reality, that's not the case. So, Jake, what should be the forefront of your mind? It should be to repent. Repent. I can't remember the brother that put out a video saying that there is a timeline, or basically an expiration date to repent. So there is a time where you will have to repent. In fact, I'm going to go into that, which talks about what happens to those that didn't repent while they had the opportunity to repent and return back to Yahweh Shai, learn His name, learn the requirements, and try to do them to the best of your ability, despite the fact that we're behind enemy line, and this man is doing everything to throw you off the righteous path. Okay, it says, "Get you out of the way, turn aside out of the path, cause the Holy One of Israel to cease from before us. Wherefore thus said the Holy One of Israel, because you despise this word, and trust in oppression and perversion and stay therein on." You trust in Esau, you trust in what comes out of this man's mouth. Okay? And you know what it is? For a household that's supposed to be run by kings, a lot of you men are not doing your job as men. You're not being a man in your household. And Esau made sure that was the case by making sure that he set Eve up in the house to have a house, a roof, give her a job, everything. But at the same time, cast the man out. And also Eve, okay, is very proud. Okay, the so-called Negro woman is extremely proud, and Latino woman, extremely proud. They see themselves as, they see everything as competitive. You know, like, they're a woman, they get a better job than you, and you as a man, so they should be the head of the household. They should tell you what to do. And even when you have the case of a man that might make far more money than the woman still wants to control the money and control her, or control him, so like him, okay? Because they still believe in that, what do you call it, the Queen of Heaven mindset here in Great Babylon, America. I don't need no man. I don't need no man. The time is going to come when you're going to need a man, and a man is not going to want you. Okay? And when I say man, I'm talking a man of the Lord. Definitely is not going to want you. Okay? You're not going to qualify, okay, to be in the presence of the man of the Lord. So you're going to have to settle for Tyrone, okay, or whatever shit you can get out there that will tolerate your foolishness or your attitude. It says, "Therefore this iniquity shall be to you as a breach ready to fall, swelling out in the high wall, whose breaking cometh suddenly at an instant." Okay, at an instant, meaning what? It is going to come without warning. Trump said a few things before he was re-elected, which we know he was selected, okay, by the elites. In reality, he was selected by Yahweh Shai to be that Lord, okay, that is going to bring about Jacob's trouble. and possibly the MOTB, which is Mark of the Beast, and possibly, okay, World War III. All right? So we're in a time right now where we have a lot of things taking place, and yet still, because the sun shines, a lot of people are in different category of prosperity here. Because if you're doing well, okay, as you can see right now, I'm not sure if you can see how I have the camera angle. Okay, there's a lot of nice cars that are driving by, a lot of shiny cars, people over at the car wash, getting the car washed. And it's like business as usual on Sunday. People are just driving endlessly, just going about doing maybe about their business or doing nothing. But they're not concerned. They're not concerned about what is about to fall upon them. They're not concerned that there could be a blackout for weeks, if not months, or forever. What are you going to do? How many of you people actually know how to light fire, rubbing sticks together, or even how to cook food on a fireplace, or see in the dark, or take a bath with basically a cup of water, really washing an important part of your body. Okay, keeping your hygiene up to the best of your ability, even with a water. How do you decide to wash your ass or drink that water? How do you decide? You haven't been put in, a lot of people have not been put into those positions. They've never experienced it, especially here in Great Babylon, America. Okay, and what has come out that even with this benefit cuts, you gotta think in terms that, okay, around you, maybe your next door neighbor, you know, they might be doing okay, but around you, there are going to be people that are going to be amongst you when you go to the stores or go to the grocery stores, whatever. You have the holidays that are coming, like Thanksgiving, okay, which people are going to be expecting because they're in the world. They're expecting to go get the turkey, you know, the roast, try to have Christmas, which is right around the corner. And you're going to have people that are going to be able to go and fill up their carts with food, have the little gifts, business as usual or life as usual, okay? And then you have others that don't have that, or they used to have it, but now they don't have that. You're going to see crime level, or people are going to be very tempted, okay, if they cannot meet the criteria of getting the job, which means that they won't get the help. Sooner or later, you're going to have to find a way to pay your bills or find a way to get food in your refrigerator. And there's going to be people parked out in the parking lot of these grocery stores, watching people, measuring them up and looking for targets on who they're going to rob. And they're going to rob you with a sword, if they have one, or they're going to rob you with a fist or a knife or whatever the case is like that. There might be more than one. There could be groups that's targeting. But people are going to get tempted. And then we're talking about people who might not ordinarily have been in the criminal system or even thought about doing harm to somebody else, to just, do harm to somebody else. They never had to. But desperation is going to start to set in at some point. And this is all part of the design of these elites using Trump to bring about this new world order. But first of all, before you can bring out the new world order, you have to bring out the chaos. And they're trying everything to get the American people angry, okay, irritated, to fight each other or to fight, okay, against the government. They want you to fight ICE. They want you to shoot. They want one of you Jakes or one of you Edomites to shoot at ICE so they can go in and they can slaughter indiscriminately. That's why he's placing the National Guard all across Great Babylon, America, in these cities, okay, that are supposed to be haven cities for people that were looking for asylum or some escape from persecution from where they came from. Okay, or in general, because these cities have more of your liberal Jakes or even Edomites inside them. So they're trying to stir up the pot to have the civil war here in Great Babylon, America. And we know in the scriptures that this is going to take place. Let's go to Ecclesiastes 8, side of verse 11, it reads, because sentence against an evil work is not executed speedily, therefore the heart of the sons of men is fully set in them to do evil. Esau is never going to stop doing evil because he doesn't have to pay the price for it. He doesn't have to pay the price like other people do. He doesn't suffer. They own okay, the court system, they own the justice system, they own the nuclear bombs, they own the financial system. So when they do wrong, they're not held accountable to anything because they own the system that is supposed to sentence those that are guilty of committing those heinous crimes. So they justify all of their wickedness. Okay, but there is a judge that judge all, and his name is Yahweh. Okay, who's the Most High. Okay, and there are those that drive by in their car, they get a little smirk on their face like that. But when you're running for your damn lives, and you men are not impressive. Okay, one the brother just showed exactly what happens when you walk up to the camp of the Hebrew Israelites or man of the Lord. You can be taken down so easy. Okay, you can laugh and smirk all you want. But then you turn around, you flip over in your vehicle, but the Lord have a sentry grab your ass. All of a sudden, you cry like a little bitch. These are the same doggone Latinos and Hispanic men, okay? Talk shit. But when doggone ICE came around and they crying like little girls, man, and scattering. They wouldn't even help their fellow brother on the ground getting his ass kicked by a damn ICE agent. One ICE agent kicking his shit, but your brother, 12 of you stand around, doing not a damn thing about it. But you're so hard. Okay? Let me not digress. It says, though a sinner do evil 100 times and his days be prolonged, yet surely I know that it should be well with them that fear power, which fear before him. Yeah, these wicked ass Edomite, man, they can smoke cigarette, drink, hardcore, do all kinds of drugs. Let's be 100 years old. Jake barely can survive to be able to be 60 years old. Well, yeah, D'Angelo, he just died. Age what, 52? Young dude, man. Okay? But this is part of that judgment, and this is part of that judgment that we have to suffer. Okay, because we have fallen so far from our glory. And this is Esau's time. This is these Edomite time right now. They're suffering, but really it's because they have a wicked ruler. It says, but it shall not be well with the wicked, neither shall he prolong his days, which are as a shadow, because he feared not before power. And you can tell. Show me an Edomite that actually have a fear of Yahweh Bashim Yahushai. They don't. They don't. You know, they don't have that doggone fear. And the reason why they don't have that fear is because if you have a technocracy, okay, if you have a rulership that's built on idol worship, okay, that's built on, you know, showing yourself as God or whatever the case is like that, okay, and you put down the people that are the true children of the Lord, Yahweh Shemel Shai, then Esau is not challenged on this earth. Esau, let's just put it down. They're not challenged on this earth. All right? They're not challenged on this earth. So because they own the system and they own all the things that take place like that, they don't have to have any fear. Okay? Judge, jury, execution on this earth. Let's go into Proverbs 21 and 12. Because let's take a look at Esau. It says, the righteous man wisely considereth the house of the wicked, but power overthroweth the wicked for their wickedness. Whoso stoppeth his ear at the cry of the poor, he also shall cry himself, but shall not be heard. Now, let's start off with verse 12. It says, the righteous wisely consider the house of the wicked. We look at Esau from every angle. Let's take a look at Esau from every angle. Nothing go past our sight. We look at how he's bringing out the MOTB, which is known as the mark of the beast. Okay, it's not just 666. Okay, we look at how he's systematically breaking down this place. Gold is now, what, 4,500 ounce? Okay, silver is going up. You have war and rumors of war that's all across this earth. You have this man suddenly coming up against the children of Israel and blaming us for everything that's wrong with this place. You have a great division in Great Babylon's military. Now, Lord willing, I can go into a lesson on that. I found an interesting video, but also from experience, you know, serving in it, you have an understanding of when you're given an unlawful command of what you can do and what that is, because you do swear, okay, to serve, to uphold the Constitution. And what you have is an unconstitutional okay, diabolical, wicked man, okay, who's all about himself. And he's going to have his way and get his way because the Lord Yahweh Shah put him in the position to do what he's doing. So we know, if you really want to sum it up, brothers can stand out here for 2, 3, 4 hours. I can stand out here for 3, 4 hours all day preaching about what Esau is going to do, what's going to happen to Jake, and all that stuff. We can sum it up like this. If you're a Hebrew Israelite, if you are a 2/3 and not part of the 1/3, you're going to die a horrible death, either by the animals killing you and tearing you to pieces, because when the lights go out, the garbage pile up, the snakes will come out, the wildlife will come out, and you have all these zoos over here with these animals in the zoo that don't even belong to Great Babylon America, you know, like cobras and all kinds of, you know, exotic animals that don't really belong here, okay, that are going to be let loose, that are going to mate and multiply very quickly. They don't have anti-venom for certain bites or certain venom. Not to mention, okay, the exotic creatures or the experimental hybrid creatures that Esau is creating in his lab. Then you have the sword, which is going to come from within your household, okay, or your surroundings, which could be your neighbor, it could be your town, it could be a city, whatever. It also can come from the government itself. But most likely, most of the people here are going to experience death at the sword from someone that they know. Someone that they know, someone that's going to come up to you and say, you know what, you owe me. I'm hungry, I don't have it. You owe me. Because Lord willing, I can go into a scenario like that to really kind of express when people start to get that lonely state, when they feel like they've been abandoned by their friends or their family, you know, who can't sustain what they need. These people who are not going to get their bills paid, who are not going to get a house and their food, they're going to turn to their friends or family first, who may have very little or may do their best to help them. But at some point in time, you realize that, you know, that your friends or your family is going to realize that they cannot help you without jeopardizing themselves. In other words, they're going to have to cut that rope and let you fall. And this is going to create a rod of hatred, an animosity, a feeling of rejection. So it's going to be a mental thing that people are going to be having to deal with. The feeling of isolation, okay? The feeling of isolation from what used to be a cohesive family or friendship, and now you're isolated because you are falling on hard times. And someone who might be doing a little bit better than you is looking and saying, I can't give you what I have, or else I'm going to be in a situation like you. I'm unstable. I don't have it either. So most likely you will fall to the sword by somebody that is close, that was close to you or who you know. Pestilence, STDs. Okay, we know all those things are going to come out. They're spraying the sky with the chemicals. Okay, Esau always wants to inject you with some shit. Not to mention, okay, of course, we talked about the famine, which is probably going to be the most diabolical of all of the judgment of the Lord is going to bring to Great Babylon America. When you look at the average Babylonian or Egyptian, I mean, and I'm going to talk about the women because it's like unbelievable. No woman should be treated 400 pounds, man. Come on. Or 200 pounds, 5 foot, 200 pounds. Seriously? But it's a gluttonous place. It's a place that's full of gluttony. Okay. Never had enough. People don't have no type of integrity or type of discipline, and it's going to catch up to them sooner or later. Okay, everybody think that they're cool because they drive around in a doggone car. You don't see them out there running, exercising at all. Okay. Anyways, we look at that. He said, "Whoso stoppeth his ear at the cry of the poor, he also shall cry himself, but not be heard." You can look at it from the perspective of the fact that in the kingdom, when Esau is in that hardcore bondage that we are going to have him in, he's going to cry for mercy, and he will not be shown mercy. You can look at it today. These Edomites suddenly now want to join hands with Jake, want to get close to Jake and say, you know what? Why don't y'all fight our battles for us? Why don't y'all go there and go march for us? Okay, and as the brothers are bringing it out, the Edomites are not equipped mentally, okay, to deal with the instability in your life. You're not equipped mentally, okay, to deal with the shit that we have accepted or we have grown accustomed to living here in Great Babylon, America. You're not used to it. You're not built to go out there and march. You don't know what to do. It ain't gonna work for you. Your voice is not gonna be heard. And a lot of you that used to be so proud, so arrogant, are now been humbled. The Lord has humbled your ass to the point to where now you want to actually hold hands and join with the very same people that you despised so much, that you thought that you were better than, that you had the rope in your hand to go hang them from a tree. But now, because your ass is experiencing some hell for once in your life now, you want to take the easy way out. Negro, Spick, why don't you just come and help me out? Let's join hands. I'm sorry what I did before. And we've warned you, doggone brothers. I don't even have to tell the brothers and sisters in this ministry, especially the brothers, okay, to not let a helping hand. Not only to the 2/3, but none of these other tribes. What we give you the messages is that you are going to go in hardcore slavery. All of you will go in hardcore slavery. You will all go in hardcore slavery. Whether you want to believe it or not, okay, as you can see right now, your ass is falling apart. All you people driving around in your car, any minute right now, you will park in the parking lot next month or the month after that. When these people start getting desperate because they haven't gotten a check, and they'll rob your ass and you just curl up like a little bitch. Okay? You're not going to do a damn thing. The man ain't going to do nothing. The woman ain't going to do nothing. Okay? But you think you're high because you get a car to drive right now. You make payment next month? Let's go into Psalms 10, 6 to 8. This is the book of Psalms 10, Psalm verse 6, and it reads. Actually, let's talk about Psalm verse 5. It says, the wicked, Psalm verse 4, verse 5, it says, his ways are always grievous. Thy judgments are far above all the sight. As for us enemies, and up that damn. He's like, screw you, Hebrew Israelites. There's not going to be World War III. Well, there is going to be World War III. The least of the flock is going to draw Great Babylon America into a war. Okay? And they're saying right now they've met all of their numbers, as far as recruitment. Well, that's sort of desperation, and basically the Lord, Yahweh Shemashah, has put the spirit into all the people that have re-enlisted or people who are enlisted into the military. That's your judgment. Your judgment is you're going to fall by the sword in the battlefield. So the Lord put the spirit in you, even though you might not wanted to join, is so for you to go join, because that's how the Lord is going to judge your wicked ass. Okay? So it says, he said in his heart, I shall not be moved, for I shall not be in adversity. Yes, you will. His mouth is full of cursing and deceit and fraud. He lies like a motherfucker. Okay? Under his tongue is mischief and vanity. So always plotting. Always plotting. We can see what it is that this man is plotting. We can see what it is and his every move. You see, the rest of these people, they're in darkness. They walk in darkness, and the reason why they walk in darkness is because they have no light in them. They're walking in darkness in the world. The only time these people are actually going to wake up and realize that the man that you see stand up with him with a sign, whether we're a group of 20, 10, 5, 4, and even a group of one man, or one man stand out here with this sign, with the scriptures, telling you your fate, you're going to one day, realize there was a prophet amongst you. I think it was the elder brother of Menachem who said he went to a family event and nobody even questioned him about what he does in this ministry. They weren't concerned. And nobody even cared that they were Hebrew Israelite. Nothing. Okay? An elder Gabar, the apostle Elder Gabar, he went into a lesson about that in regards to that you might be the only one that's affected or a lot of people. Okay? I come from a very large family in thousands, okay, that I am not in contact with. Okay, and I will keep it just like that. They serve no purpose, absolutely no purpose in my life. Okay? And I'm not led by emotion for anything. Okay? But I understand that they're not going to get this. I lived decades before I found out I was a Hebrew Israelite. Decades, almost now 5 decades. Okay? Before I found out the truth. says, he said that in the lurking places of the villages and the secret places where he murdered the innocent in his eyes, the privy set against the poor. In those Oval Offices or whatever secret war conference room that they have, the constant planning of eliminating the children of Israel is what's on the mind of these Edomites. That's what's on the mind of our oppressor, Esau, the so-called white man. If you have Jakes out there, you so-called blacks, Native Americans, Latinos, if you don't believe that the so-called white man is a devil, that's your business. You're going to find out the hard way. You will F around and you will find out. And we will laugh. We are going to laugh, okay, when hell catches you. In fact, let's go into 2nd Ezra. I do like about, we're in 2nd Ezra before, and of course, if you watch one camp, you've probably seen all of it, you probably hear it before, so obviously you have the favorite camp that you watch, and views on certain brothers' camp, including mine, is very low. You've heard it before, and you get it from the elders and throughout the week or whatever cases like that. So yeah, it's very redundant, but you have to bring it out. Okay, if you're bored, that's fine. I'm not bored. I watch a ton of the brothers' videos and the elders' videos. I'm not bored ever. 2nd Ezra 16, somewhere 68, it reads, "For behold, the burning rod of a great multitude is kindled over you, and they shall take away certain of you, and feed you, being idle with things offered unto idols. And they that consent unto them shall be had in derision, reproach, and trodden on the foot, because if you give up, okay, yourself to Esau, okay, and especially if you are out there speaking against him, then they're going to laugh at you. They're going to laugh at you. All right? But for you Jakes out there that are even lost in the sauce, understand this. You have the prophets out here telling you who you are and what you shouldn't do. Don't take the MOTB. Don't fall for this man. Don't worship. Okay? This man. Don't worship the system. And yes, sir, you bow down to him so easy. You break him so easy. He broke out so easy with the job, with the C-19 job. Even though you warned heavily about it at the price of many brothers losing channels that had like 30,000 subscribers. So if brothers is concerned about being popular or anything like that, they wouldn't even mention it or warn you, and they would have channels now that have like 50, 80, 90, 100,000. Okay? But at the cost of losing their channels, like, the strikes and all the other stuff, they warn you. They warn you. They were obedient servants of the Lord, Yahweh Shai. Says they should be like madmen. Look, they said, for they should be in every place in the next cities. A great insurrection upon those that fear the Lord, which we're seeing right now. You turn on the news every single day. ICE is very, very busy. Okay. It's very busy. Chasing Jakes them around. Handcuffing Jakes them. And, all kinds of stuff. I'm looking at this jacket. This jet is flying directly at me. And these things, like, they fall out the sky, man. I don't trust airplanes. Okay, that's why I never go on airplanes. I don't fly. I don't travel. I used to travel international quite a bit, but like, I don't. It's just gonna be a road trip for me. Like, just go to another city and just do a road trip. I hate planes. I absolutely hate them. Okay, so you can see here, the scriptures is true talking about that. In case you don't know who actually fear the Lord, if you're on this sign, then you're the people that just being targeted. You're the ones that fear the Lord. Let's go to Isaiah 32. Okay, let's talk about Eve for a second, because we always have to let you women know you need to get in order. Get in order. Okay, brothers have put out videos and told you, women, that if you see a brother that you really want to get with that brother. Whatever the case is like that, just let them know. But this is Isaiah 32 and 9. It says, "Rise up, ye women that are at ease. Hear my voice, and careless orders, give ear unto my speech, which is the prophets. Many days and years shall you be troubled, you careless women, for the vintage shall fail, the gathering shall not come. So when they cut off the food stamps and those things for November, that's the vintage right there. Okay, you're going to be desiring the teats. You're going to be desiring to have the goods, the stuff that you've always wanted to have. And you're not going to have those things. All right? And it says, tremble ye women that are at ease, be troubled ye careless women, strip you and make you bare, and gird sackcloth upon your loins. They shall lament for teats, for the pleasant fields, for the fruitful vine. Okay? So you women are going to get into that, and it's in the millions. You're seeing videos about it. Okay? And as desperation set in for male and female, okay, you women are going to be targets for a lot of things. A lot of things. A lot of you women have screwed over your man. You've screwed over men. Men are now putting up videos warning other men about you type of women. Okay? And a lot of you women right now, you fall on hard times, but you're so prideful, you still think that there's a sucker, a hidden sucker out there that's going to somehow come and rescue you. That's not the case. It's going to get worse and worse. If you don't humble yourself right now and repent, and God, you hold that dumb, stupid pride that a lot of these women are holding, then you're going to be caught up in a situation where your hair is rotting and falling apart, your BBL is really starting to rot and stink, your breath and your teeth start falling out, and you now go from competing against a couple 100,000 women to now millions of women trying to find a righteous man of the Lord, or trying to get with a righteous man of the Lord who's going to want. How do you think a man is going to pick you if you come walking up to him smelling like a doggone American polecat? But if you don't know what an American polecat is, it's a skunk. If you come smelling like a skunk, all stinking, nasty, desperate, foaming at the mouth, you're not going to look attractive. And keep in mind, so-called black man, he's gonna weigh his option with the other tribes, the more beautiful tribes. Okay, the Asians, the Edomites, even, or other tribes. All right. So your so-called Negro women are about to face a time that you're never going to face in life. And a lot of you are extremely morbidly obese, which is unattractive to begin with. Okay, very unattractive. You have no hair. We can go on and on. I usually don't get into videos going at the so-called black women because, quite frankly, I don't date black women. Okay, so, never dated one. So I really don't care. I'm not saying I wouldn't, but I'm just saying, like, I really actually don't give a fuck with you. All right. I mean, of course, your sisters who are serious, you're different. And I come from a black woman, of course, obviously. But I'm talking about the black woman, not the Hebrew Israelite woman who's a God-fearing woman, so to speak. Okay, who's in order. That's not you. You're not a black woman. Okay, you're an elect lady. Okay, so there's a difference. Sisters are elect ladies, not a black woman. Let's go to Jeremiah 34 and 7. Let's talk about Jeremiah 30 and start verse 4. The book of Jeremiah 30, start verse 4, and it reads, and these are the words of the Lord Yahweh Shemashai spake concerning Israel and concerning Judah, northern kingdom, southern kingdom. For thus said the Lord Yahweh Shemashai, we have heard a voice of trembling, of fear, and not of peace. That's happening right now. You see the fear on Judah and also Israel, basically northern and southern kingdom tribe men, when they're caught by ICE agents. And right now they're not putting bullets in our heads and just beating you half to death or beating you to death and shouldn't leave your body there for as an example. Because right now they're building it up. They're going easy. Just wait. It says, actually now see whether a man doth travail with child. Wherefore do I see every man with his hands on his loins as a woman in travail, and faces are turning to paleness. Alas, for that day is great, so that none is like it. There's even a time of Jacob's trouble, but we should be saved out of it. The 130 deck is going to be saved out of it. We're going to see a lot of horrific things. Brothers have already been told by the elders that basically we're going to throw prayers up for you people. We're going to feel some way. You're going to see our little Negro, little Hispanic, little Native American kids getting put to death, little girls getting put to death, little babies, little boys getting beat down by big grown men. We're going to see how women getting beat the hell down, they're going to be crying. We're going to see grown-ass men getting beat down, it's going to be pitiful. These are going to be seen on YouTube, television. We're probably going to see this in life, in real life. And you're going to feel something like you might want to jump in. Don't. Because the Lord Yahweh already said, pray not for these people. They had the opportunity. Okay, plus, if they were destined from day one to be in that state, and you're not, why in the hell would you want to change place with them? I sure as hell ain't going. I sure as hell don't want to. So let's go to Isaiah 3, start verse 8. A lot of people are very proud. The proudest people in the great Bible in America are the poorest people. A lot of people are exceptionally proud. Okay? And differential. So because, especially out here, now I'm out here in El Paso, which is mainly Israel, children of Israel. So Northern Kingdom tribe. Racist as hell out here. Absolutely racist as hell. How could the hell you doggone be labeled as a doggone fence jumper, a piece of shit? Okay, legal alien. But then you're racist towards, and you have hatred towards your darker skinned brother. But when all hell breaks loose, if I have a pot to piss in and a friggin' doggone food to eat, you would expect me to share it with your ass and save your ass. It doesn't work that way. Alright? It's Isaiah 3, 7, verse 8, and it reads, for Jerusalem is ruined and Judah is fallen because their tongue and their doing against the Lord Yahweh Shemashah to provoke the eyes of his glory. Sure of their countenance doth witness against them, and they declare their sin as Sodom. They hide it not. Woe unto their soul, for they have rewarded evil unto themselves. We have a lot of batty boys among sheikhs. And that's why I don't like dudes around me. It might sound kind of weird, but I don't. Okay? I don't. I'm very uncomfortable. Because a lot of men are batty boys, man. Batty boys. Huh? If they're flamboyant about it and walk around about it, that's one thing. But it's the ones that are walking all hard, niggas, that are in reality bitch boys, body boys. Okay? It says, say to the righteous that it should be well with him, for they should be the fruit of their wounds. Woe unto the wicked, it should be ill with him, the reward of his hand should be given. As for my children, as for my people, children are their oppressors, Edomites, and women rule over them. O my people, they which lead thee, cause thee to err and destroy the way of thy path. And so this is the reason why you cannot be led by a damn woman. Okay, a woman is retarded. A woman is stupid. Alright? A woman is retarded, a woman is stupid. You cannot be led by a damn woman. You cannot be led by a woman. A woman is stupid and a woman is retarded. So you men need to gird your ass up and freaking never be men. Okay, royal. You don't know how to do that. Okay, and people don't do like what we do. You're not gonna have many people that's gonna be willing to stand up in a corner in front of everybody and talk. And the looks on these people's faces is priceless, man, because they see you out here, so they're used to seeing you. Okay, and it's on Sunday, of course, that I do camp, which would make them know that I'm actually preaching. They see the sign here, which is the sign of the MOTB, of course, the tribe sign right here. Now, if you look at the other signs that I have, and I have a whole lot of them that I created and printed out, you know, goes into a whole lot of stuff, of course, with scriptures attached to them. This is 1 Corinthians 1, and starting with verse 26. Let's talk about who are we really. So the job of the man of the Lord is this. Okay. Who are we? Who are we as Hebrew Israelites? Who are we in reality? Alright? It says, for you see your calling, brethren, that not many wise men after the flesh, not many mighty, not many noble are called. So the Lord didn't call Denzel Washington or well-spoken guys like James Earl Jones to go in the highway and the byway, or popular men that can go there. And when you had men like who was it? Nick Cannon. Who was that rapper singer dude? when they tried to do it, it fell flat. Because you can't come out here and think about your wealth and your richness. Okay? For them to claim that you're the children of Most High Yahweh Shai and speak against the people that owns the businesses that you are making your money from. Come on. So like I said, you cannot serve Mama and you serve Yahweh Shai at the same time. You're going to hate one and you're going to love the other. They love their silk sheet and they love what they're getting, the accolades they're getting out there, and they thought that this would be something they can add on like that and open up their mouth, and what they found out was there is a cost to it. And if the Lord Yahweh Shemashah is not dealing with you, he's going to allow whatever it is that you are afraid to lose, for you to lose it. Because you're not coming to this to serve him. You're thinking to yourself that maybe this could be controversial, like it get up there somewhere. And it backfired on Nick Cannon, and it also backfired on Jeezy or whatever his name is. Okay? I can't remember his name because it's not important. But you see that's the case. And it says, "And power had chosen the foolish things of the world to confound the wise. And power had chosen the weak things of the world to confound the things which are mighty." So we were in the world, we did wickedness, and we still struggle with it. We struggle with demons. And you have brothers that are testifying the fact that they have demons still plaguing them. When you turn the light off and the demons and the presence is in the room and you're being plagued. And we all get it. Call on the name of Yahweh Shai. They go away for a while and they come back. But if you're not sincere about the truth of the ministry, or you're not chosen by Yahweh Shai to do it, then you're not going to be able to do it. So he chose people that are in the lowest state, the ones that people are most likely to despise, the ones that people ridicule, and gave you the ability to go out and preach this gospel. Okay? And so people laugh. They make fun. They jeer. You might be a conversation at the dinner table. You may be a picture or camera moment. But it's bigger than that. It says, "And the base things of the world, which we are base right now, and things which are despised, which we are despised, had power chosen, yea, ye things which are not, to bring to naught things that are, so that we are the ones that is going to come out and tell you Great Babylon America is going to be destroyed. We're the ones that's going to tell you that you so-called blacks and Americans and Latinos are the true biblical Hebrew Israelite. That at the present moment, right now, this man is persecuting all of you in the streets of Great Babylon America. That you need to repent. There's going to be an MOTB, or the mark of the beast, which is a digital microchip, RFID microchip that's going to be forced upon you in order for you to buy or sell it. You're going to have to bow the knees to the devil if you want to eat or even have a bit of substance. We tell the Babylonians, the Egyptians, this place is going to be destroyed. First, your military in World War III, and then here in Great Babylon, America will be destroyed. This wicked, sodomite, evil, wicked queendom. This is not even a kingdom, it's a queendom. The men are faggots, the women are evil, fat, and out of order. You men can't run your household. You're not kings. Weak and you're soft. All you can do is drive in your metal coffin. That's all you can do, drive in your doggone metal coffin every day. You don't have a clue in life what the hell you're going to do. You don't care that you are one of these people. Simple. And that's why the Lord is going to destroy you. The Lord, Yahweh Shemashai, will destroy you people. And Shalak Rayom, Mashapaya, to El Paso. May the Lord destroy this place. Let's go into the book of John 15, verse 19. Because if you are a part of this place, if you fit in, most likely you're not part of the chosen. Because if the people like you, that means that's because you're a part of, you're participating in the wickedness of these people. This is John 15, verse 19. It reads, it's in red letter. So if it's in red letter, this is a Mashiach speaking. And the Mashiach is who you call Jesus. says, if ye were of the world would love his own. But because ye are not of the world, but have chosen you not of the world, therefore the world hates you. The world hates you because you don't walk like them. You're not going to agree that a little boy should become a little girl. You're not going to agree that your girl should become a boy. You're not going to agree that two men should be walking around holding hands, kissing. That's sodomy. You're going to learn to honor the Sabbath. You are going to learn about the dietary laws. You're gonna absorb yourself from every aspect of this doggone wicked life, okay? That you possibly can. Obviously, you have to go and engage with people for whatever customary things, you know, such as buy and sell, whatever case like that. But other than that, do your best to stay away from these people because these people are absolutely weak, useless, and worthless. Absolutely worthless. That's all I see. There's a lot of doggone useless and worthless eaters. And those people for the WF are correct. They can't work fast enough to have people really in that distressed state that we really want to see them. It says, remember the word that I say unto you, the servant is not greater than his Lord. If they have persecuted me, they will also persecute you. If they have kept my saying, they will also keep yours also. So they didn't keep his, and so they ain't keeping ours. So yeah, we're not going to get 10,000 views or whatever the case is like that unless you do a bait video, you put a bait picture, name your video, false advertisement, basically, in order to get some views and stuff like that. So it's limited. We're not concerned about that. Yes, when you do a video and you only get 0 views or you get 10 views or 5 views, yeah, you might look and go, damn, wow. But we don't count the work as far as I spent 8 hours making that video, putting that presentation, looking for the news piece, the clips, putting it together, narrating it, making sure it's error-free, whatever this is like that. You don't only get like 10 views or 15 views. But we can't look at it that way because if you do what Sakari them do it, you do what IUIC them is doing, which becomes a gimmick ministry. You don't do that. The videos will be seen by who the Lord Yahweh Shah wanted to be seen by. Every viewer has their favorite prophet. Or prophets, so to speak. Let's go to the book of James 4:7. This is the book of James. I'm not sure if I'm not seeing it well. I'm not sure why I can't see it. It's the book of James 4, verse 4, and it reads, Ye adulterous and adulteress, so male and female, know ye not that the friendship of the world is enmity with power? Whosoever therefore will be friend of the world is enemy with power. So you have Yeezy, as I was mentioning, they're friends of the world. Popular, well-known. They wanted to keep that, and they was just thinking that there was going to be a fire, there was going to be Hebrew Israelites, and just talk of their pool. They don't sit down and take notes. They don't learn from the prophets. They don't learn from the elder brothers. They don't even know script. They don't even know any scriptures. So what use are they? Just your popularity? Stick to Christianity where you can just make up any shit you want, go and get your Patreon donation. Stick to it. This isn't for you. Is Nick Cannon, would he leave his silk sheets and come on sound on the highway and the byway? Does he have to go in to come and do it? No. No, it's easy. They'll be right out here. Easy will probably be right out here. And rapping and throwing a little rap. Cars just probably pulling up. Oh, it's easy out there. He wears like pulling up. And he'll be throwing this little rap down instead of preaching the gospel. Okay? This is why you have IUIC, you have rap off and all that stuff, because they want to be friendly, word friendly. We don't give a shit. We don't give a shit like that. continuing on here, and it says, do you think that the scripture said, and we in the spirit that dwelleth in us, lust to envy? But he giveth more grace. Wherefore it said, power resisted the proud, but giveth grace unto the humble. So the Lord Yahweh Shemashah, I don't like proud. Be like a humble spirit. Okay? He knows who's humble. For real. Okay? Even though, yeah, we can be roughnecks when we need to be. It says, submit yourself therefore to power, resist the devil, and he will flee from you. So part of that resistance is the fact that we don't become worldly. We don't engage into the world and all the things that's a part of the world. And get into it. All right? This is the book of John 15. The book of John 15. And starting with verse 15. And it reads, the book of John 15, starting with 15. Hence, therefore, I call you not. No, let's start with 14. It says, ye are my friends, if ye do whatsoever I command you. Henceforth I call you not servants, for the servant knoweth not what his Lord doeth, but I have called you friends, for all things that I have heard of my Father I have made known unto you. Yahweh Shemashah, who's the Most High, or they call God and Jesus, but Yahweh, he knows things that Yahweh doesn't know. Yahweh knows things that we don't know. So Yahweh, the Most High did not give everything to the Son, as far as what he's going to do. There are certain things that he, like the hour of man, he's going to bring judgment. Yahweh don't know, he's just going to stand by. And we don't know. Because if he knew, he probably would already told us. He would have told us unless he was specifically instructed not to tell us. Okay? But he would have told us, and we would know right now, on a certain day, yeah, it's going to happen. And if that was the case, you know how jakes are. Okay? If you knew he was going to come in the year 2035, May 10th, at approximately 4:15 p.m., Jake will wait until when? 2035, May 10th or May 9th, especially if you're in that Christianity spirit, and then go, forgive me, Lord, for everything I've done wrong in life, and then you're supposed to get beaten up. And that's what Christianity teaches you, that shit, man. Seriously. It's unbelievable. It says, ye have not chosen me, I have chosen you, and ordained you that you should go and bring forth fruit, and that your fruit should remain. That whatsoever you should ask of the Father in my name, he will give it to you. So your fruit has to remain. So one way your fruit has to remain is you have to keep continuously staying in the ministry and doing the work. If you start making videos, what end up happening is either unsubscribe or they just start coming to your channel because there's nothing fresh. Something fresh could be, a camp, it could be a lesson. And of course, it's hard. Some days it's harder to make a lesson because you don't have a topic in particular, or whatever the case is like that, or whatever. And sometimes it's not the spirit. A lot of time it's, damn, boy, that topic is redundant, or this brother already got beat it before me, and this brother already got, the 300, 400, or 1,000 views on it. And, okay, I don't have anything else to add to it. If you have something else to add to it, of course you can do it, because a lot of times we'll do the same video, but bring it from a different angle. There may be something that somebody didn't remember. Okay, so you try to keep your page fresh, try to keep adding on to it. And that's the way you have to do that. Is you have to continue to do the work in order to get the sheep and continue to keep them about to be fed. Nobody's going to come to be. You can't eat at an empty store, or you can't eat at an empty table. So you have to constantly be doing the work. You have to constantly be doing the work. This is Matthew 10. Verse 38, and we already know the state that we're in right now, which is, you look at how Jacob is in. I mean, you ask, like, how do they not see it? How do they not see it? They're blinded. Okay, this is Matthew 10. Verse 38, it reads. Let's start with verse 37. It says, no, let's start with verse 36. It says, actually, let's start with verse 35, because it talks about the fact that the Lord is not coming back to bring peace. Okay, it says, think not, that's how verse 34 says, think not that I am come to send peace on earth. I come not to send peace with a sword, but I am come to set a man at variance against his father, and a daughter against a mother and a daughter-in-law against a mother-in-law, and a man's foe should be of his own household. So sadly, the own household is where you're going to have most of your enemy. Most of the trouble is going to take place. That's why I said earlier. Now, most likely, if you're going to be killed by the sword, it's going to be by somebody that you know. That's going to put that sword to you. That betrayal is going to come from somebody that you know. Okay? It says, he that loveth his father or mother more than me is not worthy of me, and he that loveth son or daughter more than me is not worthy of me, and he that taketh not his cross and follow after me is not worthy of me. You got to do the work. You guys come and take the cash out. Okay? You might not have the ability to be with a camp of 5 or 10 brothers. It might be an inconvenience for you, you know, driving there or whatever the case is like that. It might be a hardship in your life to go drive 30, 40, 50 or 60 miles one way to go see a brother, or go hang out with brothers to go do a camp. Either way, grab your stuff, come out on the highway and the byway, and then just do the camp. What's wrong with that? What are you scared of? Just do the work. Okay? And maybe there might be someone local that might come around and could hold the sign for you, maybe even a reader, or maybe you'll just control the camera. Or just stand there with you if you're not going to be there by yourself. You know, someone that's dedicated to the ministry. Who knows? But you got to take up your cross, because at the end of the day, the Lord Shai, okay, the Mashiach is going to tally the work that we did, man. It's a group, you're in a group, but at the end of the day, were you part of the group? Did you contribute to the group? Were you sincere, or you just was just there because you just got invited because they know you? Okay? What did you really do? Okay? It says, he that find his life shall lose it, and he that loses his life for my name's sake shall find it. He that received you received me, and he that received me received him that sent me. So if you receive the prophet, receive Yahushai, you receive the most of Yahushai, you receive the Messiah. It says, he that receiveth a prophet in the name of a prophet shall receive a prophet's reward, and he that receiveth a righteous man in the name of a righteous man shall receive a righteous man's reward. Okay? And whosoever shall give drink unto one of these little ones a cup of cold water only in the name of a disciple where they sent to you, you should in no wise lose his reward. So some people might not have much to give. Not all brothers that contribute. You might contribute money, you might contribute your time, you might help out with some respect, or do something like that. You do it. And keep it on the down low. If you help out a brother, you don't need to tell anybody who that brother is and what you did. Okay? If you do say something, just say it in the most vague possible way. Okay? You don't need to go out and talk about it. Even if you and that person isn't speaking anymore, or whatever, that person didn't turn out to be what you hope, whatever, it is what it is. You know, just move forward, man. You know, just move forward. You know, and just keep your balance. This is Luke 9, and starting verse 59, and it reads, and he said, okay, well, actually I can read this. Let me, 59 and 6, talk about this. He says, and he said unto another, follow me, but he said, Lord, suffer me first to go and bury my father. Yahushua said unto him, let the dead bury the dead, but go thou and preach the kingdom of God with power. And another said unto him, also said, Lord, I will follow thee, but let first me go and bid farewell, which are at my home, at my house. Yahushua said unto him, no man having put his hands in the plow and looking back is fit for the kingdom of power. So, you know, there's times, you know, you think about, like, man, you know, you would like to go have that family reunion, and you know, you wanted to go have a family reunion 10, 15 years ago, and it just never worked out, kind of, for whatever reason. Maybe you weren't in the financial state to go do it, maybe whatever. Now you have the ability to go and do it. I caution against that, and I can speak for myself personally. I'm very careful who I actually get in contact with, or remain in contact with. If I feel it's going to somehow impede on me doing this ministry, or endanger me, or endanger my crown, me getting my crown, said, let no man take away your crown, man or woman. You know, and there's times without that urgency or that not urgency, but that temptation to, you know, call so-and-so old girl or somebody, you know, like that. And what is it going to lead to? You're just going to go right back into the same nonsense, the same woman, the same BS, man. You know, you get with your so-called relatives to go have this reunion that you've been dying to have like 10, 20, 15 years ago. You know, you can go do it. What are you going to meet there? Just a bunch of people in the world who are going to look at you and go, oh boy, you made something of yourself. Give me some money. Or some bullshit like that. They ain't going to listen to you talk about the ministry and all that stuff. They're not into this, man. You don't belong around these people, so just stay the hell away. And there's a reason why the Lord, how about you not shy? Sometimes throw roadblocks for you so that certain things that you want to do doesn't take place. It doesn't happen. There's a reason for it. Just go with it. Let's go to the book of Ezekiel 33 and start with 4 it reads. That's how verse 3. It said, actually, let's start with verse 2. It says, Son of man, speak to the children of thy people, and say unto them, when I bring the sword upon the land, and the people of the land take a man of his post, and set him for their watchmen. If, when ye see the sword come upon the land, he blow the trumpet and warn the people, then whosoever hear the sound of the trumpet and take it up warning, if the sword come, take him away, his blood should be upon his own head. We blow the sound, we blow the trumpet, we warn, we come over, we tell you, this man is coming for you. You are the children of Israel, you so-called blacks and Americans and Latinos. There's a reason why when you look at the news headlines, you're the ones that's targeted, okay, to be thrown into these internment camps. You're the one that's beat down in the street. You're the ones that's having your Section 8 taken away from you, your food stamps and all that stuff. Yeah, we know the Edomites are too. But you're the one that's mainly the target. That is a sword. That is a form of the sword when the man is going to take away food from your mouth. Okay? That's a form of the sword. And we warn you about this. We warn you all about the fact that they're going to come after you. That you're a target. You're not special to these people, no matter what the hell you do. But you don't want to listen. Well, these hands like to call them. But you don't want to listen. Because it's easy to be a wicked, pacified, little doggone Jake. Especially a Jake man. You men are not men. Okay? And one day you will come out here. You will come to this very corner. And you will look for us to be out here. You will look for me to be out here. You will look for an answer. And I will not be here. Lord willing. It says, he heard the sound of the trumpet and took not warning. His blood should be upon him. But he that taketh warning shall deliver his soul. So each and every one of us we heard the trumpet blow from the elders and the brothers that was in it before us. We took warning. That's why we're still here. God willing, we remain. It says, but he heard the sound of the trumpet and took no warning. His blood should be upon him, but he that taketh warning shall deliver his soul. But if the watchman see the sword come and blow not the trumpet, and the people be not warned, if the sword come and take any person from among them, he's taken away in his iniquity, but his blood will I require at the watchman's hand. So there it is right there. So if you're lazy, if you're like IUIC and ISUPK who told Jakes to take the junk juice, he's not really warning about the MOT. He's not telling you the identity of the devil. It's not giving you your true identity, but it's making a false situation who's going around and telling you that basically there's no Jacob's trouble. That what you're experiencing is just another day in Great Babylon, America. Then you are dealing with a watchman that is not doing his due diligence, who's not doing his job. Okay? Your blood will be on that watchman's head. So I just had two little doggone chicken heads turning this way, and they're laughing and they're smiling, and that's okay, because see, when they're a rape victim, they'll be looking for a man like myself who they laugh and they think he ain't shit to come and rescue their sorry ass, and that's fine. Okay? Or maybe it was a dude and a girl. The girl was laughing, but she's with this dude, and you can see he's a little puffy and a little chubby and shit like that. You think that, okay? He's gonna get better over too. But anyways, I digress. Doesn't matter. Lord willing, the elect was edified, turn the new skip all going on too. Yahweh Ba'Shem, Yahweh Shai Ba'Shem,